Hello, how's it going today, guys? This is HT Web Host. My name is Michael Murphy. I am the owner of HT Web Host, and I'm decided to go ahead and make a video about installing CentOS 8 since it just came out. I made one several years ago about installing CentOS in Virtualbox, and it helped quite a few people. I haven't made any videos in a long time, but I believe that's going to be changing here today, and I'm going to try to add more videos. Software's came a long way since 5 years ago, um, and I feel like now would be a good time to start sharing a lot of my knowledge that I have in different operating systems, Linux, Windows, and different distros of Linux and Unix and FreeBSD even a little bit. So I'm gonna be doing quite a few tutorials here. I'm gonna try to crank it up and make up for a lot of lost time that I've made over the last couple of years, and I hope that be able to uh, learn something together. All right, so let's get started. So today we're gonna do this CentOS install. Basically, I've already downloaded the ISO. I'm going to have this stuff in the notes down in the YouTube channel. So I clicked here and download the ISO. It downloaded there. Make sure you run the latest version of Virtualbox. Download it from here. Download according to your distro, whether it's Windows, Mac, or Linux. And so let's get started. So here's Virtualbox. Right up here, I'm going to go ahead and run it. And we're going to create a new virtual machine in Virtualbox. I'm going to call it CentOS, if I can spell, CentOS 8, 64-bit, and we'll call it VM1. And it's Linux, it automatically selects it for us, great. I'm going to give it about 4 gigs of memory, create virtual disk. We're going to just leave the default VirtualBox disk image, but here you could select your different virtual machine type files, either VHD for Microsoft, VMDK for VMware, QCOW for like KVM. We're going to go ahead and dynamically allocate. I'm going to give it a 15 gig disk. Which should be more than enough for the demonstration purposes, but obviously create as much as you need. Then we're going to go into settings up here, and from settings I'm just going to run through, look at everything, looks good. Processor, I want to give it a couple more cores and give it 2 cores for now. Display looks good. Storage, here's where we're going to load up our ISO file, so I'm going to hit the empty here and we're going to click this, and I'm going to pick the ISO file. So I stored it in here under CentOS. I like to date my ISOs, that way I know when I downloaded them. So if there's a more current one I need to update, I can download appropriately and get a more up-to-date one if I'm doing fresh installs. So here we go. We're going to select that. Looks good. There's the disk that we just created, so that's good. Alright, let's look at audio. We don't worry about that. We're going to go ahead and try to do NAT. I did have some problems in the past. If you want it to be more of a act more like a physical network, you can select bridged here, and then create a bridged adapter and everything. And I have my last video shows you how to do that pretty much in detail. But we're going to do NAT for today. Yes, that's fine. Not really need USB. USB here if I was using 3.0 devices to attach to my physical machine so they could be accessed through the VM, I would make sure to probably use USB 3 here, but I'm not going to be doing that. So this all looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now we are going to go ahead and power on the virtual machine. So I'm going to go ahead and do a normal start. You can do a headless start. If you do headless, that means that it will run in the background, and it basically you're not going to see the screen at all. So if like you were trying to run this kind of like as a server or whatnot in the background. So we're going to just do normal start. I did that by right clicking there, and we should be getting boot up here. All right. Alright, so we have couple different options. I'm going to scroll up, hit install Centos. So we're going to do this one, but you could test the media. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that. Hit enter, proceed to the next screen. And let's take a little moment for the installer to fire up. I'm going to be doing some other videos with the different Linux distributions that are out there. You know, maybe possibly a free NOS install. Kali Linux will probably definitely be one. I know there's a lot of people that want to see that, even though there's been a lot of people that have done it. I'm going to go ahead and probably do that, but there's going to be several different ones I'm going to use. And then obviously if you need to install these on regular hardware, you would do the same steps, but you would make bootable USB media, and I'll have a video on how to do that as well. So here we go. We're going to have welcome to St. Louis. Okay, we're going to have English here. Obviously, select your language as appropriate. Next. And then we're going to hit continue. All right. Alright, installation source, local media, looks good. Alright, so automatic partition. The installer looks a little bit different. I haven't installed 8 yet. Software selection, I do not want the server with GUI. I'm kind of old school, so I'm going to select minimal install here, but you could select the server with the GUI, whatever you need to install. Here we have different packages. And let's see, such as DHCP, security tools, system tools. But you can install whatever you need. There. And we'll just hit done for now. Alright. Installation view looks good. Installation directory, destination. Let's see here. See if we can make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so installation. Alright, that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and just do a automatic install here. And if you wanted to create encryption on the disk, you would select this and then set a passphrase, and then every time that it would boot or whatever, you would have to put your passphrase in, and it would encrypt the disk. But we're not going to do that today, so we're going to do 15 gigs. Looks good. Going to go ahead and hit next. And done. Alright, I think we are good there. Network and host. Let's look here. Corporation. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn on the Ethernet by hitting there. See? Turns that on. Host name. We'll call this htwebhost.local or something for now. We'll apply that. And let's see here. Now, if I wanted to go in here and manually set stuff, obviously, I could go in here and hit configure and change everything the way that I need it to be changed for my network. But for now, I'm just going to use the defaults. And then we can hit begin installation. Well, that's something new. Looks like we can do root password here while it's doing the installation. That's a little different. So I'm going to put in my root password here. I would select a password, letters, numbers, character, and special characters. Type it in twice to make sure it's good. Hit done. You know, it even lets you create another user here. Cool. I'm not going to do that for this installation, but it usually is a good practice to create another user, and then you would log in as that user, and then if you needed to do anything, you would use the sudo command, or if you had a lot of commands and you felt confident in your Linux skills, you could su space dash to become root, type in the root password, and then you would have root access. So we're just going to go through. It's going to do a little bit of installation of packages and everything. I'm going to pause the video for a little bit because you guys probably don't want to watch this, but I will be back once it is done. Alright guys, we're back. It looks like it's finished. I'm going to go ahead and click Reboot here. So we're going to go back into the VM. And if you guys need to get out of the VM, just so you know, if you haven't used VirtualBox before, hold Control, right Control on your there, and then you click, and it will take you out of the VM, so you can get back out into your desktop. So, anyways, going to hit Reboot here. So I'm clicked back inside the VM. Now we're going to hit Reboot. And all right. And I didn't unselect the the boot media, so basically I need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the VM again, and what we'll do is hit here, machine, and we will shut down. Doesn't want to do that. So let's see here. Maybe it'll let me remove it from VirtualBox here. Let me see. And I can reset it. Alright, so inside the VM here, go to Settings, Storage, and we'll go and select this here. And it won't let me remove it because it's on. Will it let me power it off? And let's see here. Reset. Power off. I'm just going to hit power off here. And power it off. Now it's off. I should be able to go into settings now. And let's see here. And now I can remove the installation media. So we will just hit remove. And there we go. Actually, I could have probably just ejected it, but anyways, now all that's there is just the serial ATA controller, which is going to let us boot the virtual machine. So that's fine for now. If I want to, you can go back and add a CD-ROM later if you needed to. So we're going to go ahead and start again. And now it should boot up the VM. Click inside here to get started, and it does. Alright, so it has two different deals for the boot, the regular, and then below it was the rescue, if you need to go into rescue mode for whatever reason. And let's see here, it's going to go through and do the boot. And there we are. So I will type in the root username because I did not create another user. And we'll type in my password. And see if it lets us in. And we are in. See if we have, let's issue a df command here to see how much space we have. And there we are. So it is assigned everything. It looks like pretty good. Let's take a look at use top. Take a look at there, and all right, yeah, looking good there. Megabytes, yeah, that's what I assigned. It's got the swap. It has the swap file below. Perfect, perfect. Let's see if I have internet. So if I can ping google.com, and I can. Let's ping. Let's do a yum update. It's always good to do a yum update after a fresh install. Way you get everything up to date. And then after that, we'll issue a yum upgrade command, and it'll upgrade the packages as well. If you need to install a particular package, I'll give an example. Like, say, it's up to you what text editor you want to use. Okay, so I kind of like Nano, and that usually doesn't come pre-installed in all distros. So I usually issue uh, yum install Nano, and it will install Nano for you, or any other package that you might need. I'm going to go ahead and hit yes to do the update. It's going to go through, update the packages. Looks like there's a kernel update there. Some other stuff, binds being updated. A few other things. Yes, we trust that. So it's coming from the Centos repository, so we're good. Yes. It'll go through and install this good stuff for us. And we have bind. Got some more IP tables updates, it looks like. Python update. SE Linux. I'm just going to pause again so you guys don't have to watch all these packages being installed, and we'll come back. Alright guys, we're back. It looks like it updated all those packages. It was like 168 packages or something like that. So now I'm going to issue a yum upgrade command. And this might, nothing to do. It went through and saw it was all updated. So we are good to go there. I'm going to go ahead and just install yum install Nano. That's the text editor I was telling you about, but you can install all different kinds of packages using the yum command. Oh, it's already installed. Wow, cool. And like say I wanted to create a PWD gives you a working directory. I'm in root, so say I want to make a text file for some information or whatever. I need to edit a file. I'm going to create a file, so I'll just type nano test.txt, and it will. And then I could say this is a test file, and I can do Control and X, and it'll ask me, do I want to save? Hit yes and hit enter, so it'll save it as that file name. And then when I do an ls command, there's my text file. If I do a cat command to issue what's inside, there it is. This is a test file, but you can use the Nano to edit all kinds of things. I use it all the time to edit configuration files, all that good stuff. If we do a, I wonder if ifconfig works with the new version. It does. The new version of issuing that, I believe that was IP address, I believe, yes. So it's showing a 10.0.2.15 as my IP. It's because we're running through NAT. If I was going to make this VM accessible to my network here on my internal LAN, it would get a 192 number, and I would have to set the mode into bridged through the settings of the VM, like I showed you earlier in the video. And then obviously my first video shows you how to do that too from 5 years ago. So, but anyways, so that's basically how to do a quick install of CentOS 8 in a VM with VirtualBox. This is HT Web Host. If you like, please comment, subscribe, and more videos will be coming your way. Thank you. Have a great day.